So I want to talk about your shows. I mean, we have Man in the Kitchen, which it's probably a play on the perception that women should be in the kitchen, and the Pyramid Game Show. Let's talk about just the creative development on shows like that.
Okay, Man in the Kitchen was born out of, I'm a passion-driven person. It was born out of boredom during the lockdown. I happened to find myself trapped alone since there was no traveling, business weren't working, and I've always had a thing for the kitchen. However, time didn't let me explore as much, So I found that I was making my own dishes. It became a source of therapy for me. I started to explore recipes, and imagining things from my palette coming together and creating them and realizing that they actually exist as a delicacy somewhere else in the world or a different culture. So it was just that journey of something I found myself doing. And I figured, okay, since I could control this, we couldn't interact, work and all that. I had a cell phone, I had a tripod, so I could actually mount my phone and carry my followers along on the journey. So as that started, I started to see the potential of where that could go. And, travel, I travel a lot, I go around the world. But the idea there was to bring out to kind of like change that narrative or perception mentally that it has to be a woman in the kitchen at all times, especially in a time where women, the order of things and work schedule and systems have changed, where sometimes you find a woman working as hard as a man or twice as hard, and just cleaning up a little bit of that thing that emasculates a man seen in the kitchen, and representing that man's man who isn't, who doesn't feel any way about being in the kitchen or seen in the kitchen as a man, and also highlighting the fact that it is a survival skill, right? It's not just about who plays what role in a family unit. It's about equipping yourself with those skills for whatever it is that comes your way tomorrow. I mean, eating is essential. We got to cook what we eat. And I figured, okay, we could also use this to, join the cultural conversation. Afrofusion, delicacies, create them. When I'm in the Caribbean, I meet the meal chefs I can meet. I create content with them, street food vendors. The idea is just highlighting men in the kitchen and showing that it isn't necessarily a gender thing, as much as it is a love language. Even to me, I prefer my partner, making my food as much as I enjoy making food anytime, as the case may be. But I mean, it's just a skill you have, as a man. And so I'm trying to see, it's still in development. It has a lot of angles to it, but I am tying it in as I go, into the Enyinna Nwigwe brand. It's part of the arsenal for the cultural thing, that we speak of.
Yeah, because I think it's also important to acknowledge the cultural embedding of the fact that a woman must be the one to prepare the food, right? And I like what you say there, where you speak about love language. So we've even removed the labor of love that is associated with being in the kitchen, and we've made it a gender preference. It's about either man or woman, whereas it should just be the person who just loved being in the kitchen that day should be in the kitchen that day, and that should be an option. It shouldn't be gender specific. What if it's the kids that wanted to be in the kitchen that day and make scrambled eggs? It's a labor of love. It shouldn't be completely limited to that. So I really appreciate that cultural perception, because even in film, it's what we see. We see it's always the mother in the kitchen and she's completely domesticated, and you just have this hard labored man in always a suit, and us women were always viewed as this damsel almost. I'm really trying to think of a film now where that is not depicted.
I've been past 4 years. Yes, it's interesting you painted that picture, because I have been on 2 commercials that had to do with that food commercials with the same exact concept, which is something we have always seen since we were kids on this continent. Father is coming back, taking up his time. Mother is coming out from the kitchen with food. Ah, the aroma is great. Father collapses on the chair. He finishes eating. Oh, it's yummy. It's on two occasions. It took 3 days for me to convince both the brand and the advertising agency and production house for it to be a weekend where father is helping in the kitchen. Father is playing soccer with a daughter in the weekend. It could be a weekend, it could be a holiday. It doesn't always have to be that typical father coming back from work, mother always at home, because the world has changed. Even when mothers are at home now, mothers could even earn twice as much as men that go out to toil over the internet. So mothers are busier than mothers used to be. Mothers aren't just home managers anymore. Mothers are career driven. So no better time for men to start to equip themselves with those little things that doesn't make the switch that is currently happening in the world such a shocking or harsh reality in terms of the other things at home. So it's a good time. Gender roles are switching both at work and in careers. So hey, let's find that balance and keep our family units together.
Yeah. And what's coming up for you? What's next? What can we look forward to? I was just going through the Instagram and I saw that, there's some activity going on.
Let's talk Kings of Joburg. Let's talk Kings of Joburg. Yeah, so we got out on season 3 Kings of Joburg on Netflix. Released yesterday, streaming yesterday, the 13th. The highest execution standard so far from season 1, which has been great. There's been stumbles here and there, but the show has shown and proven that, look, the continent, as we are, we can have a seat at the global table without having to be on the other side of the world. Like the great producer likes to say, Samar Davis, that Hollywood used to be, a place, where everybody aspired to go, aspired to have that level of execution. But now it's no longer a location, it's a level of execution. You can execute Hollywood anywhere you are. You can take a piece of the pie from anywhere, and that's what technology has helped us do. That's what the platforms like Netflix, the Prime Videos, the YouTubes that allow the world to access our, content, have been able to help us achieve. So with that, we can own our own narrative, completely, without necessarily expecting all the support for execution to come from the West, and by so doing, in a lot of cases, losing our narrative to the man, who dictates the tune.
And honestly, I can't wait. I can't wait to get into it because I'm really marrying of different African cultures and just the tech and the CGI, and we're just so excited to see it. So where can
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Where can we find you on social media so we can follow your work? You say you love traveling a lot, so I wonder what's next on your passport.
Very interesting stuff that also align with this African, cultural exchange and advocacy. But I guess now that we're talking, you'll get to hear more about that next time I'm on.
I can't wait to hear all about it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah.
My social media is A_YINNA. A_YINNA. Same as Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all the same. TikTok as well.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today. And honestly, we look forward
Thank you for having me.
The work that you're going to be doing. I dropped a follow. My team dropped a follow. So I'm really hoping that we just continue in this.
I'll find you. I'll find you now and drop a follow too. Or two.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it.
All right.
Thank you. Sure. It is at 8:30 Central African time. We're going to take a quick break and